So this side hustle is going to require $0 and zero prior skill, meaning anyone with an internet connection can do this side hustle. Start out by visiting openai.com and then click on Try ChatGPT. Next, we're going to use Google Sheets, and what we're going to be doing here is asking ChatGPT for specific Excel formulas. Let's start with a basic example first. Here are 12 temperatures recorded over 12 months, and let's say you're looking for the average temperature over that year. Simply go over to ChatGPT and type, "Write me an Excel formula that calculates the average in cells B1 to B12, and then click enter. And then copy paste that formula into your Google Sheet, and we'll see if it works. And just like that, we have our answer, 55.58 degrees. But how do you make money with something like this? Your goal is to specialize in a niche form of an Excel service that you then offer on websites like Fiverr. And unfortunately, calculating the average of 12 temperatures isn't gonna cut it. Here's a service I would personally recommend offering. A lot of businesses have massive spreadsheets containing lists of customer emails. However, they aren't always formatted correctly or organized well. So let's say you had this list of emails that you were looking to extract the first and last names from. Well, the first step would be to create a separate column of just the text before the @ sign. Let's ask ChatGPT how to do this. I'm going to type Google Sheet formula to move the text before the @ sign in cell A1 to the next cell over. And now I'm just going to click on enter. So there's our formula. Now let's see if it works. I'm going to paste it in, and it worked. There we have the text from the beginning of the email isolated into a separate column. Now I'm just going to click and drag down. That way it repeats this for every single email on our list. But now we need to figure out how to get a space between the first and last names.
If you ain't first, you're last.
And this is a tricky problem because every single name has a different number of letters. Let's see if ChatGPT can handle the task. So we're going to open up a new chat because otherwise ChatGPT thinks we're still talking about Excel. And I'm going to type add a space where it belongs for each of these first and last names. And then I'm going to do a colon, and then I'm going to hold shift and click enter. That way we can paste in our list of names. And then simply copy those values and then return to ChatGPT, and we're going to paste this in. So now we're going to click enter and see what happens. So just like that, ChatGPT has handled this problem beautifully. So now what we're going to do is copy and paste these values back into our Excel spreadsheet. And I'm going to paste this over here in column C. But there's one last thing we need to do here, and that's to separate the first and last names into two separate columns. So let's ask ChatGPT for the formula. I'll type in create a Google Sheets formula that separates the first and last name in D1 into two separate cells. And then I'm going to click on enter. And I actually made a small mistake here, but it's a really good teachable moment. I said this was D1, but in fact my data is in C1. So I'm going to change that D to a C, and maybe it will fix our formula. And so now it's a C1 and not a D1. I'm going to click on enter, and it worked perfectly. So just like before, we're going to click and drag down for all of the emails on the list. And just like that, we've been able to isolate the names from this list of emails, including the spaces between the first and last name, so you could easily import this into a CRM database. And there's one last thing I want to show you. You can ask ChatGPT to explain the Excel formulas to you. That way you can actually become an Excel master while doing this. So simply ask ChatGPT to explain any formula that it returns. You could do something like this freelancer has and create a catch-all Excel listing, and then simply figure out how to do the things your customer is looking for on the fly. And guys, if you enjoy side hustle videos like this, be sure to follow these 3 steps. 1, click subscribe. 2, hit the bell. And 3, turn on all notifications. So according to Forbes, there are 50 million people around the world who consider themselves to be an influencer. I'm about to teach you a simple editing process to remove the background from any video, and that that's what you're going to upsell as a service. So most editing softwares require you to be in front of a green screen in order to remove the background. But this AI editing software is able to remove any background. Start off by going to CapCut.com and then click on Edit Online. Next, you're going to click on Blank Canvas and then click on the blue Create button. Let's say your client missed out on a concert and wanted to make it seem like they were there, so we're going to upload the clip now that we're looking to remove the background from. Well, you're simply going to click and drag this onto the timeline and then navigate over here to Cutout and then simply turn on this feature. Now the AI tool is processing and removing the background. And now you have a black background, so it's time to bring your background video in. And so I recommend going to Pexels.com where you can get royalty-free videos and images without even having any account. So I'm going to type in rock concert and click on enter, and then I'm going to click on videos. And we're going to use this video right here, so I'm going to click on the download button, and then just like before, we're going to upload that file to CapCut. Next, we're going to click and drag that video onto our timeline. And it may put the clip on top of your other video, but all you have to do is drag it backwards and then take your portrait and then drag that on top. And now you have this showing up with the correct background. But now we need to make sure that the bottom clip ends when the first one does. So all you're going to do is click here and drag that backwards until you get the blue line, and then they are the same length. That's all you do. And then you simply click on the blue export button. Here's the final product. Gonna rock on until the night is carrying on. Ladies and gentlemen, I am genuinely sorry that you had to see that, but how much could you realistically sell a service like this for? Well, I found a freelancer on Fiverr charging anywhere from $10 to $80 per video to simply remove the background. And he had 2 orders in the queue with 97 overall positive reviews. But most people don't leave a review, so he's probably delivered 1,000 times on this gig by now. So let's say the average gig ends up being $25. Well, across 1,000 orders, that's $25,000. So what I personally recommend is mastering one editing skill at a time and then offering it as an a la carte service on sites like Fiverr. You could then garner a list of long-term clients, and then you could bring on a team of virtual assistants, making this a truly passive income stream. Now guys, before I get into the next side hustle, I want to share something with the 1% out there who are ready to take action with their side hustle today. I wrote a book about the entire side hustle journey, and it just came out a few weeks ago. And you can grab a copy today at most Barnes & Noble stores across the United States, or it's also on Amazon. And make sure you flip to the very last page for the secret link to join the Discord community. It takes anywhere from 25 to 100 hours to build an average website. But what if you only had 30 seconds to build a website? Well, this AI tool can literally build you a website in that amount of time. So the website is durable.co, and then you're going to click on generate your website. Build a website in 30 seconds using artificial intelligence. So we're going to click on the purple Get Started button. So we're going to say this is a landscaping design company. So then click on the purple Next button, and now you have to type in the name of the business. And we're going to go with L2 Yardscaping Designs, which I made up, and then we're going to click on the purple Next button. So now it's actually generating your website, and you can watch it come to life in real time. And just like that, your website is done. Click on the purple button to see it. Now, as someone who has built around a dozen websites at this point in time, this really irks me because it would honestly take me about 10 hours just to get to this point in time with a traditional WordPress website build. This is just one example of the massive advantage leveraging AI can have for your business and skill set. Also, if you don't like the design, you can simply click on the rebuild button up top and leave all of the information the same. Click on rebuild website, and now we have a different looking website. So if you liked that design better, you simply click on the sign up button at the bottom. But what I would personally recommend doing is selling this as a service to business owners out there. On the low end, it's about $100 to $500 to have a simple website built. So that means you could make up to $500 per hour. But how could you turn this into a recurring revenue model? Because the real winner here is clearly Durable, making $9 every single month per website. Well, what if you could do the same thing? Oh, that's right, you can do the same thing. Simply charge each one of your clients $50 per month for hosting, maintenance, and one update per month. For every website you build, you'll make about $500 up front, but more importantly, you'll earn a recurring $41 per month after paying for the durable subscription. 10 websites is $5,000 in your pocket and $410 in monthly recurring profit. How does that sound? I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial on how you could tap into this YouTube ad revenue pool without putting yourself out there or really doing much research. So you're going to want to navigate back to ChatGPT and then open up a new chat. We're going to ask the AI for a video script on a certain topic. Now I'm about to give you one of my biggest secret business tactics. So in return, I need you to subscribe, hit the bell, and turn on all notifications. For real this time. So I have personally been involved in the creation of over 2,000 different pieces of content. And what I can tell you is that listicles are the most effective form of content that you could possibly be creating right now. And this is simply content that is a list of different things. For example, a top 5 or best 10. This simple article about the largest landowners in the United States brings over 5,000 visitors to one of my affiliate blogs every single week. All right, back to ChatGPT. We're going to ask it for a video script of the top 10 farmland owners in the United States. And just like that, we have our script. But now we need our voice actor, which will of course be AI. So we're going to go to murph.ai and then click on Studio, and we're going to title the project Top Farmland Owners and select video, and we're going to also select entertainment video because it's going to auto suggest a voice actor for us. We're going to start by copying the first paragraph here only and bringing that over to Murph, and then we're going to paste that here, and then we're going to click on the plus button to then add the next section. And then once again, we're going to go back over to Murph and we're going to paste that here, and then we're going to click on the plus button and then repeat this for every single one of the items on our list. Now that I pasted everything in, you're now going to click on this button for each of the captions all the way down. And at this point, now that it's done, I would personally recommend listening to your narration to make sure there's no issues. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Everything sounded pretty good to me. Keep in mind that these tools are only going to get better with time. So you definitely want to be in the group who are using them and familiar with them. But anyways, we're going to navigate to Pexels again to get some media assets for our video. So I'm going to type in farmland. This video here of some wheat looks pretty good, so I will download that. And then I will also download this video of the tractor. So what you're going to want to do is click on the plus button at the bottom, and then you're going to upload your video file that you just downloaded from Pexels. So the first person on my list was John Malone. We're going to type that in now and see what images show up. And this shows a bunch of images of him, but just to be on the safer side, you can go over here to Tools, click on Usage Rights, and then Creative Commons Licenses. And this is going to be images you can use and not worry about anything like copyright. So this one looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and download this, and then repeat this process for the other 9 landowners on this list. Click on the plus button once again, but instead you're going to go to Upload Images, and then bring in your first image. And then this particular video did have sound to it, so I'm going to actually delete that. And now you're going to just play the intro and line up your first landowner. I'm going to now repeat that process for the other 9 images, but there's one last thing we're going to need to sort of mask the AI voice, and that is a royalty-free track from YouTube. So simply Google search YouTube Audio Library, and the very top link is what you are looking for. So this track right here, Boom Bap Flick, it just really spoke to me, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and download that one. Click on the plus button by the audio, and then we're going to click on Browse and select our audio track. The final step here is to click on Build Video, and then we are going to export. And while this is processing, we're going to jump over to a website, photop.com, to start working on the thumbnail. And I recommend using this because it's free and you don't have to make an account in order to use it. So back on Pexels, we're going to type in farmland, and then this time we're going to be looking for photos, and then I'm going to scroll down here, and this one looks pretty good to me, so we're going to click on the download button, and we're going to click on New Project. And for a YouTube thumbnail, you want 1920 and then 1080 as the height. Click on the create button, and this becomes our our canvas, but we have to bring in our image. So we're gonna click on File, and then Open and Place, and then you're gonna locate the image you downloaded from Pexels and click the blue Open button. And at this point, you're gonna simply expand that image to take up your entire canvas, and then when you're happy with your placement, you can click on the Enter button to basically lock it in place. And now we need to add some text. So if you click on the big T and then click and drag, it will make a text box for you. So I'm going to start by typing top farmland owners, and obviously the text is very small, so we're going to have to make it much larger. Highlight the text, and we'll start off with 100 and see how that looks. We're still going to have to go a little bit larger, so let's now try 200, and that looks pretty good to me. All we have to do now is download this image. Click on File, Export As, and select JPEG, and my personal recommendation is to export at 90% quality, and then simply click on the Save button. And just like that, you have a YouTube video and a YouTube thumbnail. So now that our video is done building, we're going to click on the green export button in order to download our file. Click on the blue download button, and then our video is going to export and download. All right, so we have the video open. Let's go ahead and click play and see how it sounds.
United States is home to some...
So as you can hear, adding in that music definitely masks the AI voice, and so probably most people wouldn't even be able to tell that this is an AI voice, but I'll go ahead and continue.
Coming in at number 2 is media entrepreneur Ted Turner.
So that's pretty decent for an AI video, but if you wanted to kick it up a notch, you could export your narration from Murph and then bring that into CapCut and do more advanced edits with it. Or if you want to follow the 100% passive approach, outsource this to a team overseas. And in doing so, you could get videos just like this produced for about $2 a piece. All right, so what are the other 2 things you need to know about artificial intelligence in 2023? Well, for starters, you don't personally have to fear artificial intelligence anymore because you're now empowered with information and tools that could help you supercharge your earnings potential. But there's a lot more to consider. For one thing, scams are about to get a lot more convincing and sophisticated. Imagine an AI phone bot that sounds just like a human being that's able to analyze thousands of cold call scripts so it knows exactly what to say at the exact perfect time in order to part you with your hard-earned money. And so the second thing that you need to understand about AI is that scams and deepfakes are about to get a lot worse. People are going to be getting canceled in these videos of them doing things that they didn't even do because it's an indistinguishable AI video. And before I tell you the last thing you need to know, I want to remind you to grab a copy of my book at Barnes & Noble, or it's also on Amazon. The final thing you need to know about artificial intelligence is that the greater efficiencies generated will simply fatten the pockets of those in control of the technologies. If a company is able to lay off 75% of their customer service staff and replace them with an AI phone support that's pretty much the same, they're going to simply increase their profits, reward the shareholders, and pay the executives a bunch of bonuses. We know how this works. Nothing is going to trickle down to you. I know I'm being harsh, but you need to hear the truth. And so it's entirely up to you to become one of these people leveraging these AI technologies to enrich themselves, but then lift up and help other people. If you enjoyed this video, I've got another one that you'll love called 5 Walmart Side Hustle Ideas. I'll be showing you a simple trick that could earn you $1,200 per day at Wally World. So click the card in the corner to watch now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Leave me a comment down below if you want to see an AI Side Hustles Part 2, and I will see you next time.